Assalamu alaikum, greetings of peace. My name is Hafsa Siddiqui and I'm your host for YATA Talks Canada. Today we're going to talk to a reoccurring guest, Sister Farina Siddiqui, on the biases we have towards boys and the biases we have towards young men in our community. So, Assalamu alaikum, it's great to have you again.
Walaikum assalam, thank you so much for having me again, Hafsa.
So, last time we talked about the biases towards girls, and I find a lot that the spotlight goes towards girls quite a bit. And today we want to talk a bit about boys and say, what are the biases towards them? And just before we do, just to refresh memory, can we get a quick introduction from you?
I'm a community activist and a youth mentor in the community.
Thank you. So you work with young men as well as young women. What do you think? Do you feel like men especially are pressured to be a certain way by the outside world?
To be honest, Hafsa, I think the men are pressured because they're not up to their mark these days. Men, especially young boys, are not taking the ownership of their responsibility. Like when I do a comparison, which I'm not supposed to, but yes, I'm giving you as an example. Like girls at a certain age are more mature than boys of the same age. They show responsibility, they show determination, they show commitment. While boys need a push every single time when you compare the age. Like for instance, a 22-year-old girl is much more mature, responsible, committed, and she has a vision and focus for her life. While a 22-year-old boy will still be a boy. He will still be in that teenage kind of mindset. Does
that not vary from individual to individual? I feel like our men, they're pressured by society to be this controlled, self-assured, strong man. Do you think that's unfair that we expect them to be this? Like where right now, a young man who would hear that he's under the mark for being immature, wouldn't that be damaging?
I agree and I disagree at the same time, because it depends on what you're saying and what you're doing or what you're describing these young men and women to. Like for instance, technically speaking, men has the bigger responsibility to run the family, to run the kitchen of the family, right? To earn more. Yes, their wives, their would-be wives, should share and would share the responsibility to be the bride earners, right? Mm-hmm. But their basic responsibility is to be the man of the house, to take care of the finances, to take care of everything with the support, the complementary support of their wife. So they should feel the responsibility. While today we pressure girls more, saying, you know what, you have to be the best wife, you have to be the best daughter-in-law, you have to be the best sister-in-law, you have to be the best mom, the would-be mom when you get married. However, boys are told, you know what, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to wash dishes to help your wife. You don't have to wash clothes to help your wife. You just be the man. So they're not actually understanding the actual intensity of their responsibility.
Is this term "be the man"? Isn't this the most damaging term we have? My question to you: is it not damaging to expect our boys to say, if you want to be the man, you gotta make money, you gotta go out, and you have to become this sort of stone? Our boys are told, don't express your emotion because then you're not the man, and don't get a part-time job because then you're not the man, and don't. Do you not think that this is so damaging?
I think, Hafsa, it depends on where you're coming from, what you're describing it with. What's your definition of be the man? Be the man can be a wrestler, be the man can be a bodybuilder for some people, but be the man may be the right kind of somebody providing the right kind of balance, right kind of responsibility sharing as the lead part of any family structure.
Well, I would love to continue to discuss, and hopefully we will be able to discuss in a further episode, but due to time, we really do have to wrap up. But just really quickly, do you have a message for young men who are watching?
I would like to say all these young brothers who are watching, not to be the man, just show your commitment. Be committed to your own self first and then to your family. Take the responsibility and take the ownership of your role in the society, not only to your family, but the society at large. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you this responsibility. It's just a matter of understanding it and taking it forward. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, thank you so much for being on our show. If you like this episode with Farina Siddiqui, let us know in the comments below. If you think something else could have been said, something else could have been done, let us know in the comments below. Leave your emails, your questions at our website, and we want your feedback on our episodes. I'm your host, Hafsa Siddiqui for YATA Talks.